Good afternoon, fellow tankers. Commander Denalii here, and today we're looking at the WZ-131. So in this first replay, we're on Prokhorovka, and this tank is great for spotting and just doing pretty much assisted damage. Or if you got some good flanking shots, you know, you can put some side shots into enemies and do some damage like that. Now the WZ-131, I've got it fully upgraded as far as you can right now, and it has a 100mm 59-100T gun. The standard penetration is 181mm with your regular round. With your premium round, it's 241, and the average damage on this is 250 damage. The rate of fire is 7.2 rounds per minute. The dispersion is 0.38, so it's not a great sniper tank. The aiming time is also 2.6 seconds. So, like I said, this gun, it's pretty much made for up-close shots, flanking shots, everything like that. And as you can see here, I hit the Bulldog once already, tracked him, got some assisted damage for that, and then, you know, we missed our second shot and he bounced off us. In return, he did hit us one time. So with Prokhorovka, I like to, you know, go up to the middle of the map here and work this ridge line and spot enemies, you know, for my teammates to shoot. You know, it's just, it's what light tanks are supposed to do. You're supposed to spot the targets and pretty much let your team do most of the work. But there is nothing wrong with pulling a good snapshot or a good aim shot like that and doing a little bit of damage yourself. So long as you're not getting shot at. You don't have a huge HP pool. So yeah, the turret on this thing is the tier 7. It's the 132B turret. It has 45mm of protection in the front, 30 on the sides, and 20 in the rear. But it is well rounded, so you can actually bounce some decent rounds like I did for that Bulldog. The view range in this tank is 390 meters once you're fully upgraded, and the engine in this thing has 520 horsepower. So I mean, you can get some good acceleration out of this. It's a fast tank too. It can go well over 60 kilometers per hour. It does not traverse that fast, so sometimes if you're trying to, you know, run and sprint and zig and zag, you might hit some stuff, but other than that, it's actually pretty decent for suspension. And the radio on this thing is a tier 10 radio with a 750 meter signal range. Now, what I do is I run the camo and the binos, and right now I don't have a third thing on it because I don't have a trained crew on here. The only crew perk that I have right now is Sixth Sense. I am slowly working on camouflage, so I'm being as cautious as I can with this tank. So as you see, I'm going up to the edge of the map here now that we know where most of the enemies are, and I have a bush here, and I'm just gonna, you know, hide in this bush to provide me a little bit of additional camouflage, and I'm gonna try to get some flanking shots on these guys that are working the middle. And yeah, as you can tell, I've only spotted 2 enemies, but I do have now 4 damaging shots, 1 crit, 2 spotted target hits, which were both on that Bulldog earlier, and yep, 5 spotted target hits now because that was spotted by me. So yeah, as I said, the dispersion on this gun isn't that great. So as you see, my round just sails wide. It goes over the emo's shoulder, and it hits the heavy tank, which, you know, it bounces. But you know, when you do hit, it does take a good chunk of health off the enemies. So this is a pretty good support tank when you're put in a position like this. You can spot enemies when needed. You can use your mobility to get up behind them, which is what I'm about to do here. You see I'm moving forward. We got this heavy tank right here, this Tiger 2, and I'm gonna help this freedom out. I did try to track him there. Unfortunately, I didn't do enough damage to critically hurt his tracks. So now I'm just gonna aim at his turret, and unfortunately I hit him right in the viewport and do 0 damage there. So, you know, I got a couple crits on him, but that's about it. And as you can see, the view range on this thing is pretty good, especially when you do add the binoculars. The camouflage rating on this tank is pretty well also. So when you add a camouflage net and you use the terrain and the bushes to your advantage, it's very hard to get detected. So yeah, as you see here, I'm going 65 kilometers per hour, you know, 64, 65, fluctuating. And I'm just going to get up behind the rest of these guys that are in the middle here and get some shots on their backsides, you know, where their armor is the thinnest. So this tank, like I said, it's very mobile. I do like my tanks that are, you know, very, very mobile. And here we go. We're at, you know, 450 meters, and, you know, we're going to shoot this Freedom. And we hit him in the turret once, and he doesn't like that very much, so he's going to readjust, and he's going to use the rock up there to his advantage. We did hit a tracking shot there, so we're just going to blind fire exactly where he was before. There we go, we got a hit. And we're about to do it again. Oh, but then he gets detected, so he did use a repair kit. Like I said, the dispersion on this gun, it's a little off sometimes. It's a 0.4 dispersion. So when you do get those aim shots, you know, once in a while they're gonna trail off. But then sometimes you're gonna have a good shot like that. So yeah, right now they've got 3 people on the cap. We've got about 50 seconds left before they cap out and win, and we're just trying to finish these guys up. So there's a T-34-85. It didn't say we were spotted, our sixth sense didn't go off or anything, so, you know, we're good to crest this hill up here. And funny thing about it, when I crest this right here, I look over at that medium, and he blind fires where I potentially could have been if I had kept driving, which is kind of weird because I'm not detected. I'm still not detected, and as we go up here, I'm going to see the T-32, the T-44, and that guy over there that just tried to blind fire me, the Tiger. So I don't know if there's just something going on with the game right now to where, you know, it's not saying if you're detected or not. But yeah, those were 2 blind firing shots that were, you know, very close to me, and I'm the only person in that vicinity, so it makes me think that there's something broke in the game right now. But that's alright. More gaming will fix it, and it's no big deal. So anyway, we got 3 kills. Yeah, we've been just ripping through the enemy. There's only one guy left. It's a T-32. He's got some good armor. My gun, if I get some shots on his backside, should be able to do some damage. I don't have a whole lot of hit points being in a light tank, so I can only take a couple hits from this guy. So as you see, I get a side shot, but unfortunately doesn't pin, and he was already aimed my direction. So, you know, that just leads me to believe that the detection system is a little off. So there we go, we do 215 damage. That's well under average of 250 for this gun. And we're just trying to use this this dead Tiger as cover. And unfortunately, I just pull a little bit too far forward. After taking that shot, I should have pulled forward and put one on him. But right now, I'm just going to try to bait this guy out. He knows he's the last tank, and he's going to, you know, easily try to get the, you know, one more kill and get some damage for his stats and everything like that. So I'm just going to, you know, try to bait him out towards my team. I don't mind if I die. And there we go, we're going to try a snapshot, and unfortunately it eats dirt, so, you know, he's going to pull over and try to take shots, so we're going to duck in this little culvert here. And yeah, he's still coming after us. So we're going to try one more. We bounce, and he shoots and hits us, but right after that, he dies. So, you know, we did successfully bait him out. Unfortunately, we didn't get any assisted damage for those shots, which, you know, that kind of sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. So with that round, we did 2,581 damage. We assisted for over 1,000. We did block 150. We had 12 penetrations. So we got the Confederate medal. And if you look at that, without premium, we got 1,830 experience and almost 25,000 silver. So in a nutshell, that was a pretty good round for us. So I decided to do this line because I got to looking at the stats on the 121. Which is the tier 10 Chinese medium tank. And with the stats on that, it's got a 122 millimeter gun. It's got 250 millimeters of penetration with standard rounds. It does an average of 440 damage. The turret has 240 millimeters protection in the front, 130 in the sides, 60 in the rear, and it is well angled. It's sloped, so it's really good. And yeah, so it's a really fast medium tank with a really decent gun. It does go 56 kilometers per hour. It's got a, you know, engine power of 580 horsepower. The traverse on it is 50 degrees a second, so it's pretty damn amazing. The hull armor on it isn't great. 120 millimeters in the front, but it's very well sloped. 80 on the sides and 60 in the rear. So yeah, anyway, yeah, I got to looking at the 121 and I decided I wanted it, so I started working. But here we are on map number 2, and on this map I always like to go middle when I'm in a light tank, just to spot enemies. And you know, this was probably 2 days after I got the first match recorded, and yeah, we're just gonna go up here and we're gonna work the middle, try to spot some enemies, get some assisted damage, and all that. So here we are, we see an IS-3 over there. We also see a T-29, and we also see a Centurion 1. So we decide we're going to put a shot on the Centurion. Our camo is active and everything. We track him and damage him, but we're spotted. We do take one pretty good shot there. It hits us for 149 damage. That tells me that he's not fully upgraded. So since we were detected, we're going to wait to get undetected and wait a couple extra seconds, because a lot of people, when they realize you're in this position, they will blind fire the hill right there, you know, just to get some free damage. And yep, we're going to pull back up. We get detected right away, and then I decide the middle is, you know, it's overused now. I've got what I could get out of it. We got 5 enemies detected. We got 1 assisted damage, 1 crit, and 1 damaging shot. So we're going to back out. And seeing that nobody took Death Valley over here to my left, and I've got a couple heavies over here, I'm going to go over and I'm going to assist them here so that we don't get overran and, you know, then they have a pincer on us. So here we go. We got a Tiger 2 up here as a friendly, and a, I don't remember, yes, T-32. So I'm going to get in between. There are 3 heavy tanks here, and I'm just going to, you know, try to assist this Tiger really quick and help him with the enemy Tiger 2. So I wasn't exactly sure where his gun was facing when I'm on this hill, but he could easily lock on and snapshot me, because with the tank that I'm in, it doesn't have a whole lot of gun depression, so I'm going to have to pull up quite a ways just to put a shot onto this guy. So now I see the guns pointed forward, and now I'm just kind of waiting for him to fire. So I'm waiting to see that tracer, you know, and everything like that. So my friendly guy just fired, and this guy pulls forward, and I believe he's about to fire. So I'm going to pull forward and try to put one in his side. Unfortunately, it does bounce off the bottom of his turret. So he looks up my way, and, you know, that's bad news for me. Seeing that I got 2 heavies on my left, I decide this hilltop probably isn't great. So I'm going to go and I'm going to try to get around the edge of this guy. Seeing my Tiger 2 just took a hit, I'm going to pull around and try to, you know, hit the enemy Tiger 2 in the turret. And unfortunately, I miss. He hits me and does a fair amount of damage and takes my driver out. Luckily, my friendly Tiger 2 pulls around, you know, takes the advantage, seeing that he just shot, and takes him out. So now I'm going to go up here and I'm just going to flank these guys from the other side. So there's 2 heavies here, and that T-32 is pretty tied up at the moment. So I'm just going to pull around, I'm going to get behind the enemy T-32 and snapshot. Unfortunately, it hits the top of his hull on the back, which just an auto bounce for this guy. So now I'm going to do aimed shots into his engine and just farm as much damage as I can, because he's going to stay faced forward. And the second heavy tank got taken out a few moments ago that was on top of the hill trying to assault our T-32. And the enemy here, I gotta give him credit. Normally when people get hit in the back, they'll turn their whole tank around and everything like that, but he just, he keeps focused and stays on my friendly T-32. But unfortunately for him, I have a pretty quick reload, and I do some pretty decent damage for being in a light tank, and I just take him out. So now we're just going to run up Death Valley. The only thing that I see that may be, you know, sort of an issue is that light tank that was working the middle in the G4 area for the enemy. He might be able to swing around and put a few rounds into me. He has a quicker reload than me. And I don't have a whole lot of health. I think he could take me out in about 2 shots. Maybe 3 if I'm really lucky. So yeah, pulling up over here, I'm just kind of looking for the enemy artilleries, now that we've cleared this out. And sure enough, there's one right there, and he's running. So we're going to snapshot him really quick, pull forward, and we're going to try to get one more in him. There we go, we see him backing up. And we finish him off. And considering I got friends that play artillery, I know where the other artillery is going to be sitting, most likely. he's going to be back here on the backside of this hill. And sure enough, I proximity spot him. And what I do here, I shoot him and I pull up right next to him so he can't traverse towards me. He's going to try to auto-lock me. Unfortunately, his reload's a lot longer than mine. I'm going to put a second round in him, and he's done. So now we're just going to go over here and help our friendlies out with the last 2 heavy tanks. The great thing about this tank is its speed. I mean, as you can tell, those heavies that were with me that I helped out, we were all in the C2 area fighting those guys. And I left, came through Death Valley, took out 2 artilleries, and I started running this way, and they haven't even made it all the way, you know, to the J2 area yet. So the mobility on this thing is phenomenal. It's the reason I love playing light tanks, is because of their speed. You can easily get around the battlefield. In late game, light tanks are very, very good to have. So I'm just trying to get a shot here on the T-29. Unfortunately, I just can't find any purchase anywhere. So yeah, I'm just gonna auto-lock this IS, put a round into him, and right after that, both these guys get finished off, and that's the end of that match. We ended with 3 kills. For a light tank, that's phenomenal. That's wonderful. We did get 10 penetrating shots. So here we are with the stats. Alright, as you see, we did 2100 damage. We assisted for 1000 damage. We scored 63,000 silver, and with all my ops that I had active, we scored 9,500 experience from that battle. We ended up with a sniper medal as well. So that was a very good match for us. We detected 7 and destroyed 3. And as you see, we were not even top of the leaderboards. I did use a 3 times XP boost on that. So here we go, looking at the XP that I earned here, and everything like that, how many shots fired, and we just had a wonderful round. So anyway, guys, that's just to go and show you how much XP you can get in a match, and the WZ-131 is wonderful. Anyway, you guys go out, kill some shit, and I hope to see you on the battlefield.